Looking back to the fall of the war, people try to find out the reason why only at this day happens what was anticipated, evoked and dreamed to come true so often before. I want to make an effort to outline the simple changes within the GDR, leading to a situation that at one day in November no one left over to defend the war when it fell. When the caravan of thousands of East German plastic minicabs called Trabant reached their places at the strand of the Lake Balaton, their passengers didn't left GDR for holiday only. In their minds, they carried all these disturbing developments along. Many of them didn't return when the school started again on September the 1st. People lost faith. They saw the disappointing situation of East German economic, social and political development. One could see, feel, smell and taste that the country was starving. Buildings were breaking down. This is no metaphoric parasite. The proportion of productive investment decreased since the mid-1970s. Finally, it fell below the mark necessary to sustain the existing level of reproduction. The country was living from substance. We'd been eating the seed of the bread of our children in this time. Especially younger people, in the dawn of their professional biography, felt that there was no future and left the country leaving everything behind. In no time, it was simple to leave. You don't leave the city of. You leave your family, your friends, you leave the circumstances you've learned to manage. You have to start from zero. What was happening to this solid, immovable power of the Communist Party? To find the reasons for its dissolution, we should keep in mind the way it works before. The Communist Party in power took over control on almost all key positions in state, economy, culture, education and similar military service. It directed these positions via its members. They had to fulfill the political directives of the party as well, as they could gain these positions only with the help and by the authority of the party. But the loyalty of the membership was directed not only to the National Party, SED, but to the Soviet Party as the very core of the World Party of Communism as well. The obvious split between Berlin and Moscow shattered the SED. Members could not be longer loyal to both of them. Either they followed Honecker or they followed Gorbachev. The alternatives became contradictory. The party line lurches. In this situation, the opposition raised its voice. They claimed the necessity to act, to discuss the situation, to find alternatives. Their manifestation didn't start only in September 1989, but it was in September 1989 when these manifestations crossed the limitations of the oppositional minorities. Now they became the voice of the majority, amplified by the electronic media of the West. "We stay here" was a sentence also the SUT members shared with them. When they populated the streets to strengthen their declarations, they didn't pose objection even by people who supported the regime till this moment. The oppositional slogans rooting in the care about the GDR disarmed the defenders of the communist regime. On Monday, October the 9th, everyone was looking to Leipzig. The demonstration, which took place there every week, was in danger to end in a bloodbath. The threat of the Chinese solution again was stupendous. But 70,000 people gathering in the streets on Monday night prevented the massacre. They had been simply too many. The Politburo lost any control. It was a final act on November 9th to concede what people again and again demanded in the streets: freedom to leave and to return. Or shall I say, the end of a special kind of state slavery where political leadership alone has the right to decide whether people can define their shape of living. Yet secret prepared edict on freedom of travel was declared in the evening of number 9, we've just seen the press conference of Schabowski. Before it could be modified anyhow by bureaucratic sophistication, people transformed it into reality. What was initiated by the SCP as a final attempt to recapture political initiative meant not only their retirement. It was achieved by the pressure of the people in the streets who didn't stop pushing the government into a direction never thought possible months before. From abroad, November 9th seemed to be the start of German unification. That is not wrong. But first of all, it's a day when a variety of developments culminated. An American policy seriously aiming on the establishment of democratic conditions in Eastern Europe met a weak Soviet Union ready to quit its imperialist ambitions and willing to withdraw. Collapsing communist economies meant political opposition prepared to break autocratic rule. And the majority of the people in the countries of Eastern Europe didn't hide themselves any longer in fear of terror and repression. But last, not least, the membership of communist parties ceased to be the thorn in the flesh of their societies. The negotiated change of power in Poland and Hungary was accompanied by the demonstrating, singing of velvet revolutions in GDR, the Baltics, or Czechoslovakia. In the streets gathered people from every strata of society. It was a civil revolution in the very meaning of the word. People fought for civil rights and freedom, and by acting as citizens, they turned themselves from servants of dictatorship into citizens. November 9th connected the civil revolution of the different states into a European one, because the fall of the wall was a final decisive sign that the Iron Curtain has lifted and the division of Europe founded and defined in Yalta in 1945 was terminated. What follows is a new era with new problems, though with a lot of the old ones still waiting for their solution.